Hello, welcome back to All Things Jazzy. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own gourmet chocolate covered strawberries. Let's hop into it. Okay, so starting off, I do have my melted white chocolate here. Melting chocolate, I just melted in a microwave on 30-second intervals. Melt 30 seconds, stir, melt until it's at my desired consistency. I also have some strawberries that are already washed. And I have some sprinkles and some chopped peanuts, which I am using from a bag, but you can chop your own as well. And then I have just some extra cupcake cups or cupcake liners, so that way I can use to pour in my sprinkles or the sanding sugar, or to pour in the nuts. Okay, so I'm adding 2 picks to each strawberry. If you see me rolling around, I like to sit my strawberries down the way that they're going to sit after I dip them, because not every side of the strawberry will sit down perfectly to look pretty. It'd be all lumpy and lump-sided, so I like to find the perfect side to sit them down on, and then I put the rest of my toothpicks in. If you have really large strawberries, you can use 2 toothpicks, double up, so that way it's easier to grab. So to dip the strawberries, I am just going to make sure my chocolate is still melted but not hot. Do not, this is a tip, do not dip your strawberries in very hot chocolate after you get done melting your chocolate, whether in the microwave, the oven, a double boiler, or if you have a melting pot. Do allow it to cool off a little bit, because again, this is fruit, right? It's like you're boiling a fruit, in my opinion. Also, I like to bring my strawberries down to room temperature. I don't dip them while they're really, really cold. I take them out the refrigerator and let them sit for at least 30 minutes before I start to dip them. So dipping in, I like to pull the stems back around the toothpick, so that way I can get full coverage on the berry. And then you just shake off the excess chocolate. You can give it a little inspiration as well, like I just did, where you would just go ahead and wipe the bottom along the side of the jar. And there's 2 ways you can add peanuts. I like to just roll them around in here. I wish I had used a bigger bowl instead of this lining cup. That would have definitely worked better, but I am just going to roll it around in here, and then I will set it back face down, or bottom down in other words. And sometimes you may need to give it a little bit of help and push the peanuts down onto the chocolate so that it sticks. And then you just set it and let it dry. And so I'm just going to do another one. And when deciding what to put on your strawberries, of course you can leave them plain, but if you want these to be fancy and gourmet, you add some toppings. You don't have to use peanuts. You can use a chopped up candy bar. You can use Snickers, Reese's. You can even buy like the little Reese's chips or the Reese's Pieces and put them on there. The mini Reese's Pieces. I also like to chop up some pecans and put them on the milk chocolate berries and just make me a turtle berry. You can add caramel as well. Also, you can use walnuts, whatever you desire. Heath bars. The Heath is really good, and they sell those chopped up at Walmart, which is really cool as well. So you don't have to worry about chopping it all up, but they sell them in like little bits and pieces, Heath bits, that you can apply to your chocolate covered fruit. So as you can see, well, if you saw, I had pushed it along the side. I gave it some inspiration, so I was able to use the cup to push it along the side. But now I'm just going to refresh my cup. We have to do a refill. So and just another tip, you guys, you can definitely reheat your chocolate if you need to. So if it's taking a little bit longer, you dip in more strawberries, just go ahead and reheat it the same way that you heated it up before. But if you heated it up in like a pot before and you pour it into like a cup, just make sure that it's microwave safe, and just go ahead and reheat it for 15 to 20 seconds, unless you let it get really, really hard. But other than that, reheat is fine. And you can definitely dip these without having toothpicks as well. Like you can just hold them by the stems, but a lot of times the stems will break off because of the weight of the chocolate and the toppings and the pulling on them. So that's why the toothpicks works better. but I definitely had dipped for years without any toothpicks, and it's manageable. It works. Okay, so now to do the strawberries with the sandy sugar, I am doing 3 of each, I'm gonna have a dozen total. So 3 of each, so the same method for starters. In other words, I am going to pull back the leaves onto the toothpick, and I am going to hold it by the leaves and the toothpick together and go ahead and pretty much submerge it down into the chocolate and move it around so that I can get the full coverage. And as before, you're going to shake off the excess chocolate, and you may need to give it a little bit of inspiration just by brushing it against the side of the jar to get it to stop dripping so much. You definitely want to make sure it's not dripping when you go to pour or to roll around in the sanding sugar, because then you would just have chocolate clumps all through your sanding sugar. And of course, from experience, I did that. I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can add the sanding sugar, and you can decide which one is the most easiest for you. For me, the easiest method is pouring it on. Actually, no, I don't know which one is easier for me or which one I like the best, because sometimes if I have a bigger bowl, I can just roll it around and then go ahead and sit it down, and I can like press into it if it needs to make sure that it covers and sticks really well. And when you're pouring it, you can't do that. You just have to pour it on there and then sit it down to dry. So then I'm gonna just clean the sugar up and show you again. So pouring that excess sugar that was all over, I saved y'all that so that you didn't have to watch me do all that. I'm trying to clean up some sugar. Y'all know how hard it is to clean up sugar. Okay, so I'm going to again just submerge my strawberry and give it a little bit of inspiration. And then now I am going to roll it around the sanding sugar inside of this little lining cupcake cup. And if you are enjoying this video, please like it, give it a like, share it, leave me a comment below. Okay, so now we have to remove all the toothpicks. So removing all the toothpicks from the strawberries, and as you can see, they look so pretty. Here is the one with the sanding sugar, and here is my fave because I love nuts. So I have the one with the peanuts as well, and these turned out so beautiful, you guys. Again, if you make these, if you like these, like this video, go ahead and leave me a comment below, and I'll see you next time.